Hello, my name is Ty. I am your homicidal chauffeur, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. Today we're continuing our campaign as the Ellyrion faction. Last episode we dealt major damage to the Dark Elves as we took over 2 of their settlements. Today, however, I think we'll be concentrating on managing the campaign map. We have settlements in 3 different provinces, all of which are suffering from deteriorating public order. In Ellyrion, it's not so bad as it's only -6 per turn, and that's mostly just from taxes. In Evershale, we're suffering from -8 per turn, and a large part of that is from instability in the province. And in Tordranil, it's going to drop 33 points at the end of this turn because of the conquest that we just completed. I'm floating quite a bit of gold, and probably the best way to enhance our public order in the short term would be to increase our military presence. So I'm going to recruit an additional lord. Shelled is tardy, plus 30% upkeep for chariot and eagle claw bolt thrower. Valahur is pale and wane, but that's only a debuff on him at -5 melee attack. Zamdilla is poltroon, which I assume is similar to weak-willed. And Fanahir is ill-prepared, campaign line of sight -20%. I think Valahir is probably our best bet, as I'm not really planning on this army doing a whole lot of fighting itself.
Lethal grace given forward.
So we're not allowed to move him this turn, and we haven't ended our turn yet from when we conquered Tordranil. So it's probably best if we went ahead and moved on to our next turn.
Your decree?
If I recall, we can take our main lord and move him over here close to our secondary lord.
Your bidding.
Correct. Right click to exchange units.
Going forth.
And now I can just take the units I have and share them between our 2 armies. So I'll just give him some Sea Guard and then half of my cavalry.
Journeying.
So let's move him back.
What news?
And then we'll station Gogaglion
Garrisoning.
in the Unicorn Gate. Before we end our turn, however, let's see if we can get some diplomacy in. Mostly I want to maintain good relations with Avalorn because they are our direct neighbors and we share a province with them. And I also think they could be helpful in our war against the Dark Elves. They're at war with them as well. They're not interested in any kind of military alliance so far. Etain is the main High Elves faction, and also the strongest.
What do you wish to discuss?
We have a decent relationship with them as well, but they're not interested in any kind of non-aggression pact. Alright, I'm not sure what else I can do. Let's end our turn. We have new technology in, a spear wall, which is 10% weapon strength for all our spear units. And we have a new mission, the Land of Chill. Capture or occupy Tor and Lek. Where's that? Alright, that's not too far either. Something I would definitely be interested in. We have 10 turns. And we've also unlocked a new right, the Invocation of Vol. What does that do? The Maker, patron of elven smiths. A dilemma will offer a powerful magical item. Recruitment cost minus 10%, armor plus 5, recruit rank plus 2, and army ability Vol's Hammer during siege battles. And that lasts 10 turns. So that looks pretty good, but I don't think I'm ready to do it yet. Let's take Valahir. Can we move him to... I'd rather get him into Whitefire Tor. We can change his stance to March.
Marching out.
And that should get the job done.
Setting up garrison. At your service.
That didn't make a huge difference. I wonder if that's because his army is not so big. And we'll bring Gilgaglion back to Tor Dranil.
Setting up garrison. Defender of the Phoenix Throne.
And that will help public order there as well. His military presence increases our public order by 13. So maybe army size is a big factor. We do have new research available as well. I think archery prowess is probably a good place to go. We've got an upgrade to our spears, and arrows are also a big part of our infantry. So before we end our turn, let's see if we can upgrade any of our buildings yet. Only the Unicorn Gate still, so I'm not ready for that. I'm not worried about the garrison there at the moment. Interesting affairs going on here at the Phoenix Gate. Avalorn has their hero in, Jospherilis Deltirion, and she is attempting sabotage to the Dark Elves there at the Phoenix Gate. And Avalorn also has their army standing nearby. So hopefully they can take that off the Dark Elves very soon. Gilgaglion has gained a trait of Strict, which increases our public order by +1 per turn. But public order in this province is still deteriorating by -2 per turn. Over in Whitefire Tor, it's even worse. We're at -4 per turn. I'm up to over 5,000 gold pieces in the treasury.
How can I assist you?
So I'm going to invest that in my army. Let's get some basic units. Just 2 sets of spearmen. Over in Tor Dranil, it won't be so easy. We don't have any local recruitment there, so it's going to take 2 turns and cost us a lot more money. But I think it will be worth it to get some Sea Guard in, as we just gave up the ones that we gave to the other army. Maybe that wasn't smart. I should have left them with this army and then merely recruited them from the local garrison into my other army. So it cost us a little bit more money there, but I was anxious to get a hold on the public order. So that's our turn for now. They who whisper. High Elves at court partake in many manipulations to achieve their ends. A common tool is to employ lesser elves and servants as go-betweens, whispering little birds carrying messages. This is not unexpected, but when one of these messengers is intercepted or revealed, there can be no choice but to excoriate them, to save oneself. Having one such messenger revealed, how do you advise the Phoenix King to respond? Should we denounce the messenger, which will give us +10 influence? Or should we change the message for +18 influence, but an unhappy populace? Well, I don't think we can afford any more penalties to public order. So let's denounce. That will hurt our income a little bit, but I'm not too worried. We also have a foreign trespasser. Tyrion has made his way into our lands. I'm not too worried about that. We're pretty cool with him, but he's also at war with the Dark Elves, and my bigger concern would be that he would take the settlement that we're after before we get a chance to. Instead, let's see if we can exchange military access.
Absolutely not.
He doesn't want to do that, but he's perfectly fine moving his armies onto my land. It's kind of a dick move. He's much more powerful than I am though, so there's not too much I can do about it at the time. We still have one turn before we can get our units into Tor Draenei. And then after that, I think we'll move on the Dark Elves one more time. So let's end our turn. So it seems like they might have an army in this area set up for ambush. So I'm hesitant at the moment to move on them too strong. I'm not sure how many units they have. Another problem is that we've started bleeding money. Mostly because of our army upkeep. And we'll be bankrupt in about 4 turns. I can raise taxes a little bit. It's definitely bought me some time. But it's done huge damage to public order. Let's take Vala here and move him to Evershale. That will help the public order a little bit. I think we're about to have a revolt here though.
The garrison. Lethal grace given form.
So that's bought us a little bit of time. I'm also having almost no growth in my provinces. So I'm a little bit worried that I'm not going to be able to make money soon either. I certainly feel like at the moment I've reached a plateau where I'm having a hard time finding growth, which means I'm having a hard time earning money, which means I can't expand my armies anymore. I have 4 turns left for my income penalty for denouncing the messenger, and 7 turns left in my mission to occupy Tor and Lek. So I'll probably give it at least 2 or 3 turns and see if I can spot a better opportunity to attack the Dark Elves. That'll end my turn for now. You can dance. At a great mass to celebrate Val, the Maker, the floor is cleared so that the Phoenix King and the Ever Queen may dance together. The platitudes and graciousness from the guests are unending, but afterwards, many are left wondering who the Phoenix King will bestow the honor of the second dance upon. All eyes are watching, even those of the Ever Queen. So I can dance with the Matriarch of Tras, dance with the Matriarch of Ellyrion, or insist that Tras and Ellyrion dance together. I'm not really sure I need the influence. The scout will increase my line of sight and my ambush defense. The Horsemaster will increase the speed of my cavalry. And if I take the influence, my trade income will decrease by 50%. I definitely don't want that. I think I'll take the Horsemaster. We have the problem that the Dark Elves are raiding Tor Draenei, and that will affect the public order. Thanks to our military presence, it's not really an issue right now. We've also completed our research, and Vala here has gained the trait Strict. And of course, there's our follower. We also have a couple of full stack armies floating around.
I will obey.
Here is one of Tyrion, the High Elves. I think he's about to attack the Phoenix Gate, which is good.
How wise.
And we also have one here from Sorthara Belkek. And I'm not really sure what she's up to, but she's heading this way. The Dark Elves have plenty of effects from their raiding stance. Maybe most notably is Vigor in battle is winded. So if we were to fight them, they would already be fatigued.
Defender
The issue is that we have the same size army.
ill considered.
Both have 15 units. I think we need to bring up our secondary army. We can bring him as far as the Unicorn Gate for now. Let's look at our research. We've yet to do Naval Discipline, which will increase our Sea Guard, or Light Cavalry Barding, which will help the defense of our cavalry. Let's go with the Naval Discipline. I think this is about to be a very consequential turn. Next time I can get my full stack army into Tordranil and hopefully take on the Dark Elves. We also have 2 other full stack armies moving into our area. We're still losing money and public order, so I think something needs to break soon. But we could also get attacked, and who knows how that would go. Gilgaglion has gained another trait of Severe, also a public order bonus. Recruiting surplus. As the Blood God knows all too well, war is a meat grinder that constantly requires fresh supplies, which means recruits are not always easy to come by. On this rare occasion, however, there is a glut of bodies ready and willing to join the fray. So our recruitment costs are down 25%, but that's kind of an issue because we don't have any armies in local recruitment areas, so it's not doing us a lot of good. In other news, Tyrion has captured the Phoenix Gate, which is huge, but also Nakrusith of the Dark Elves have attacked our friends at the Tyrannok faction and taken out their full stack army. That does leave them significantly weakened, however. So if I... Hold up. I want to do this right, but I'm not sure how it goes. If I take...
Your orders are reasonable.
If I take Valahir and move him over this way, but do not attack the Dark Elves... No, I can't get close enough to make a difference. I was hoping to have reinforcements
Guardian
to this
of the
army
Phoenix Crown.
if I attack him.
You need me?
Let's see if I move him down here as close as I can get to my larger
Lord of
army.
the Phoenix Court. Prime
Then
for
I can
action.
take him
Attack!
and attack them. And he's going to run
Moving
away.
out. For order!
I can still make the attack, however. I'm going to give this armor-piercing badge to my knights. And it seems like I don't
It
have
must be
a
done.
huge advantage in this battle, despite the fact that I
Their
outnumber
deaths
them.
are necessary.
Maybe 3 to 1 or more. Let's see what can be done. So I definitely think I want to start on the high ground over this way. The vast majority of my units are Vanguard, which means I can deploy them outside of the initial starting zone. So that gives me a little bit more room to work with. I don't want to divide up my army too much, however. Let's take the spearmen and put them right across the hill. The archers behind them. And then behind them, we'll have our main units, the Sea Guard, and our Lord. Farther up front here, I'm going to put my missile cavalry. Make sure they're in skirmish mode. My shot cavalry I'm going to have on the far edge of the map. Now let's not forget that we're in battle realism mode, so that I cannot pause the battle once we start. I think this is going to be a huge factor in how successful this campaign is going to be. I'm hoping that they'll advance and my archers will be able to do a lot of damage, and then we can move the Sea Guard around the flanks and hit them with the cavalry, and that should mop it up. Let's not forget to get our Lord in the mix. And here we go. Alright, there are shots being fired down there. I'm not sure who they're shooting at. I need to make sure they don't get too far around the back of me. So let's face up our troops a little bit better.
No!
Get the Lord in there.
Northern Sea Guard, apace!
Forward!
We away! March! As you say. Swiftly!
Here come my missile cavalry out of the woods, which means that the enemy cannot be far behind.
Assor, forward!
Get these guys lined up.
Forward!
Them right behind them.
Prince of Ulthuan! For Ellyrion!
Get the Sea Guards in there.
Orders
You
received.
want them in melee mode.
Without fail!
Archers, hurry up. We need you to start firing.
Without question!
Onward! Loyal! For Ellyrion!
Get some shots in over here, archers.
To war!
Let's get our Lord to the front.
Spearmen! Acknowledged!
Move!
You guys make sure you're holding your lines okay.
It will be done! Quickly now!
Move up.
It shall be done!
You guys are already firing. That's good. Where are our cavalry?
We away!
Alright, these guys are taking a lot of damage. The Dark Elves, that's good.
Archers! Understood!
Still need these guys to advance. We're not
By your
getting
command.
enough ammunition in, and we're
Orders
taking too
received.
much damage.
Swiftly!
I'm worried about getting ambushed here. I can't see the enemy very well. Where's our cavalry? Let's not forget them.
Orion!
Right, yeah,
We
Get in there,
advance.
do some damage. What's going on back here now?
Without fail! Apace!
We need all the archers to advance.
March! Spearmen!
You guys halt. I don't want you running off to God knows where. Can you
Forward!
fall back a little?
For our ancestors!
You're taking a lot of damage.
Moving out! We will obey! We away!
Get all of our shields here. All of our
Usher,
archers right
forward,
behind them.
Forward. By Ellyrion, move. For Ulfuan, Ashur Prince. Tireless. To war.
We're taking a lot of damage here, a lot more than I would like. Can't see what's going on enough. You guys need to get in here real quick.
We advance.
Where are you at? Alright, you
Swiftly.
get in here real quick. Get a nice charge in. Run them off. That should work nicely.
Battle ready.
Now the Sea Guards.
March.
You get over here as well.
Spearmen.
What's going on with you? Where are you?
Usher,
You're taking some
attack.
damage here. Is that their lord? It is
Prince
their
of
lord.
Ulfuan.
Let's get our lord in there as well. And there's the victory. Right, that was kind of a pain, but it went pretty well.
It shall be done. Orders received. By your command.
Smack their lord around a little bit before we get out of here.
The Widowmaker. King and country.
Decisive victory. Yeah, they lost the vast majority of their army. I only lost 155.
The greater good has triumphed. Take them captive.
Alright, I can ransom them off for
Remove their
370. I don't necessarily need to go that
Their
bad.
deaths are necessary.
We can execute them for 100 experience.
Restrain them.
Or forced labor and replenish
them
our units
captive.
by 7%. None of those are really super
It must
appealing.
be done.
Thinking
They
I'm
must
gonna
die
take the
for
XP.
order.
And we got a talisman, an opal amulet, and our lord is up to level 5, which seems pretty good. And we've unlocked another rite, the invocation of Ellyrion, the creator. That will increase our influence, minus our construction cost, and increase our public order. That does sound pretty good, but we don't have the gold. So Gilgaglion is 15 out of 20. So really I wouldn't mind giving him like 5, but that's going to decimate our secondary army. I'm okay with that, I guess. We have some big battles ahead. Let's leave him
We
one
shall
sea guard.
continue later.
And then can we make it back to Tordranil?
How
We
can I
cannot.
assist you?
Guardian of the Phoenix Crown.
Let's upgrade our lord. We can increase his own battle. We can increase his own battle skills. The battle skills of our army. Or his effectiveness in the campaign mode. What is the speed of Ellyrion? +5 speed and +3 melee defense. I believe that's just for him though, so I'm not inclined to pick that one. We have picked Bowmaster already, so I probably would want something that would help our spears. And it seems like Militia Master is our best bet. Alright, let's end the turn there. The Dark Elves have performed sacrifice to Mathlon. A black ark will soon be summoned. I don't know what a black ark is, but it sounds scary. Black arks are great floating fortresses of war. Alright. Imminent rebellion in the Avalon province. And also we have Tyrion is marching on to Tor and Lek. So as I predicted, we're actually not going to be able to continue our war against the Dark Elves because we have bigger problems with public order.
Protector of Ulthuan.
I'm going to take Gilgaglion and move
Moving
him
out.
down into the Unicorn Gate.
Lord of the Phoenix Court.
And instead, I'm going to put Valahur in
Garrisoning.
to Tor Draenei. So something I'm not sure about is if Evershell rebels, I imagine that they're going to spawn an army. We're going to have to put that down. And then, will the Avalorn faction be able to retake that, or will it still be ours? I don't really have any other options for this turn. So let's see what happens next turn. Alith Anar of Nagareth wants a trade agreement. I'm more than happy to do that. I need all the money I can get. So the rebellion has indeed taken place. I believe they've marched on the Phoenix Gate, which is kind of silly of them. It's not going to go very well. And Evershell is returning to normal after the malcontents have left. So instead, let's take Gilgaglion and move him down towards Tor
Going
and Lek.
forth.
We get some idea what's going on over here. And then
Entering
take
the
our tiny
garrison.
army and send it back
How
towards
can I assist you?
our main province.
We are strong.
And the Dark Elf faction, the Scourge of Cain, has been obliterated. Avalorn has taken Tor and Lek. We control Tor Draenei. And Tyrion captured the Shrine of Cain. So 3 different factions control 3 different cities inside this province. We're going to send our smaller army
Garrison.
into Whitefire Tor.
Can I offer assistance?
And Gilgaglion
Setting
into
up
Tor
garrison.
Draenei.
All set.
And now we're surrounded by allies. So I'm not sure what my next move is going to be from here. So I think that means it's a good place to end the video. We're managing quite well compared to our last couple playthroughs. I'll see if we can manage to sustain that. For now, my name is Ty. I am your homicidal chauffeur. This has been Total War Warhammer 2. Thank you very much, and good night.